Hello everyone, and welcome back to Final Boss Channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the hottest titles for February. And after a January that was no slouch in terms of releases, this new month offers us a few nuggets, but also, and we're not going to lie, a few not so good games. Let's get started. We start the list with GrandBlue Fantasy, Relink, which is an action RPG developed by Cygames. It came out on the 1st of February for PlayStation 4, 5 and PC. Relink offers gameplay that blends elements of Tales of for single player and Genshin Impact Monster Hunter for multiplayer. The game provides an adventure in the celestial continent of Ziga Granda, with captivating characters and an immersive story. The world of GrandBlue Fantasy, while reminiscent of One Piece, is still unique and has been explored through anime and manga. GrandBlue Fantasy Relink allows new players to dive directly into the story, with features to better understand the characters' pastes. Much like Final Fantasy XVI, this title features a large cast of 18 playable characters, each with a unique talent tree. The gameplay, based on elemental affinities, requires strategy and skill, particularly against bosses. GrandBlue Fantasy Relink's endgame content transforms the experience, offering increased challenge and inviting the creation of a competitive team for multiplayer quests. This mode promises to keep you on the edge of your seat for hours on end. GrandBlue Fantasy Relink boasts superb art direction, spectacular staging, and a soundtrack by Nobuo Uematsu. If you're a fan of RPGs, this game will be a pure delight.
Go time! No eye contracting!
After its early access debut last month, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, crafted by Rocksteady Studios, has now hit the gaming scene. Available on PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series XS since February 2nd. Players control the famous members of the Suicide Squad, including Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark, as they embark on a high-stakes mission. The story takes place in the open world of Metropolis, where the Justice League has fallen under the control of the sinister Brainiac. The squad's mission is to eliminate corrupt versions of iconic heroes such as Superman and the Flash. It's a dark tale that turns the script of traditional superhero stories on its head. Graphically, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League impresses with its detailed, realistic art style and the sprawling cityscape of Metropolis. The character models are particularly remarkable for their attention to detail and staying true to the comics. Key features include single-player and cooperative multiplayer modes, with players able to switch between characters in single-player mode or join forces in a multiplayer experience, making the game versatile and replayable. Sadly, early feedback on the game has been rather disappointing, and we'll have to try out the final version to get a real feel for it. The reluctance of Rocksteady Studios to provide game keys to specialized media raises concerns, signaling a potential red flag.
Ready to kick your ass. You think you can stop us? Let's dance!
Since the release of the 5th episode in 2017, the Persona series has established itself as a new benchmark for modern role-playing games. Over 10 million games were sold for Persona 5 alone. Persona 3 is the episode that set up the formula that has made the franchise, as we know it today, so famous. It's unsurprising that Atlus has chosen to revisit this legacy with the Reload version. This RPG is renowned for its unique blend of high school simulation and dungeon battles. Players face the challenges of teenage life and the dangers of the mysterious Dark Hour. The story is set in a contemporary Japanese city and focuses on the life of a high school girl who acquires extraordinary powers. Persona 3 has been acclaimed for its deep, character-driven storytelling, which explores themes of friendship, mortality, and the difficulties of adolescence. Persona 3 Reload is a model in terms of a remake of a role-playing game. The title takes all the charm of the original game, modernizing the experience and correcting its shortcomings by taking inspiration from Persona 5. If you haven't had the chance to try your hand at this cult episode, you know what you have to do. Following on from the success of its predecessor, Helldivers 2 is a cooperative shooter in third-person view, unlike its big brother, which was in top-down view. Players will once again join the elite Helldivers unit, tasked with protecting humanity in a dystopian future. The game takes place in a vast sci-fi universe on procedurally generated maps, where players face a variety of alien threats. The State of Play trailer gave a glimpse of the gameplay, featuring mechas, aliens, and space diving. Visually, Helldivers 2 looks really good, with lighting effects and explosions that promise fireworks. If you're a fan of gory, intergalactic shooters, Helldivers 2 should be on your February playlist. Don't Nod Entertainment, a French studio renowned for its story-driven games such as Life is Strange and Remember Me, continues to push the frontiers of video game storytelling. Having explored new horizons with Jusant last year, the Paris-based team is set to enchant its audience once again this month with Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden. This action-adventure game, set in 1695, follows the moving journey of Antea and Wraith, spirit hunters whose amorous destiny takes a tragic turn when Antea is transformed into the ghost they once hunted. Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden, promises an immersive adventure in the cursed land of New Eden, revealing its darkest secrets. The game confronts players with a moral dilemma: sacrifice lives to save Antea, or choose the path of the merciful saviour. The combat system allows players to switch dynamically between melee and ranged attacks, offering an adaptable and engaging gameplay experience. Aiming your rifle at enemies' weak points is crucial to gaining the upper hand, while upgrading Antea's abilities unlocks new skills and bonuses, influencing combat strategy and the outcome of your adventure. Scheduled for release on the 13th of February 2024 for PlayStation 5. Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden, is set to be one of the most highly anticipated experiences of the beginning of the year, combining action, adventure, and a profound reflection on love, life, and death.
The Banisher sides with the living. You're neither. Not Banisher, not living.
Will you come to her aid?
Come no closer!
Now, when all is lost. If you do, I'll be waiting.
Pirate Ahoy, Skull and Bones, developed and published by Ubisoft, needs no introduction. This long-awaited title will finally be released on the 16th of February 2024. The descendant of Assassin's Creed Black Flag is perhaps one of the most delayed games in history. Skull and Bones is an action-adventure game that focuses on naval combat and exploration. Players take on the role of a pirate captain navigating the treacherous waters of the Indian Ocean during the golden age of piracy. Having had the opportunity to try it out during the last beta, I'm one of those who are eagerly awaiting the final version. I'd like to invite you to have a look at my beta review video. Graphically, the game is breathtaking, with the physics of the water and the dynamic weather conditions creating a truly immersive experience. In my opinion, Skull and Bones has the potential to be a title in a league of its own, offering a unique pirate experience. We eagerly anticipate discovering Ubisoft's offerings in the full version of the game. Skull and Bones will be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, XS, and PC. Let me know what you think of the game in the comments. Are you looking forward to it, or are you one of those who don't understand the hype? Mario vs. Donkey Kong, due for release on 16th of February 2024, is a remake of the Game Boy Advance version released 20 years ago. This remake for the Switch brings a range of new features, including over 130 levels and a 2-player mode, allowing you to take on challenges alongside your friends. This remake introduces a time attack function, new obstacles, level plus and expert challenges, as well as 2 entirely new worlds, Merry Miniland and Slippery Summit. This version also offers 2 gameplay styles, the original gameplay experience in classic mode and a more accessible casual mode with additional checkpoints for a simpler gameplay experience. The graphics, in keeping with the recent Super Mario Bros. Wonder, add a touch of charm to this Switch version, a pleasant surprise that will delight Switch owners. Now, it's time to dive into the gripping world of the Thaumaturge, the next isometric role-playing game developed by Fool's Theory. This title invites you to explore the grimy streets of 1905 Warsaw, a city full of contrasts, from luxury hotels to seedy shacks and bars, all under the shadow of Russian domination. In the Thaumaturge, you are Wiktor Szulski, a thaumaturge who does not hesitate to venture into the darkest corners of the city or to oppose the Russian Okhrana who controls the streets. The title promises an incredibly rich narrative and morally ambiguous choices. What sets the game apart is its innovative, turn-based combat system, powered by Wiktor's thaumaturgic abilities and the support of ethereal beings known as salutors. The latter are not just combat allies, they also offer powers of persuasion to influence people to Wiktor's will, drawn from folktales. However, each power comes at a price, forcing players to think critically about their choices. The Thaumaturge isn't just about combat, it's a deep dive into Wiktor's struggles, his heritage and the cultural richness of 1905 Warsaw, giving players a unique insight into a culturally and architecturally thriving city before the turmoil of the Second World War. Mark your calendars for the 20th of February 2024, because the Thaumaturgist is coming to PC, and it's a journey you won't want to miss. The game will come out on home consoles at a later date.
My name is Wiktor Szulski, and you will soon learn what the Thaumaturge is really capable of.
Nightingale, crafted by Inflection Games, is an immersive PvE open-world survival crafting experience designed for solo play or cooperative adventures with friends. Just imagine the technology of the Victorian era mixed with the fantastic magic of the Fae, all projected into an alternate reality where humanity was given major power in the 1500s. But things haven't always been easy. Faulty portals have cut off access to the last human city, Nightingale, and that's where you come in. Nightingale isn't just about surviving in the wild. You'll be exploring various Fae kingdoms, each with its own biome, creatures and resources. You can think of lush forests teeming with goblins, or even volcanic wastelands guarded by fire elementals. The possibilities are endless. And the best part, you can choose how you explore them. Want to be a master builder, building elaborate castles and cozy cottages? Go for it. Feeling more like a magical explorer? Grab your wand and plunge into the unknown. Nightingale gives you the freedom to set your own goals, whether that's uncovering the mysteries behind malfunctioning portals or simply building the most epic cabin ever. And let's not forget the survival aspect. You'll need to gather resources, hunt for food and build shelters to stay alive. Craft magical tools and weapons, unlock powerful spells and maybe even tame mythical creatures to make companions. The possibilities are truly bewitching. Some of you may be worried about the early access tag, but let me tell you, Nightingale already feels incredibly polished and packed with content. The procedurally generated chests add an extra layer of challenge and replayability, and the developers are constantly adding new things. If you're looking for a unique blend of survival, crafting, and magic, with a beautiful world to explore and tons of freedom to play your way, then Nightingale is a must-try. Trust me, you won't regret getting lost in this fantastic world.
The world as you know it teeters on the brink.
Another survival game this month, with Pacific Drive, Ironwood's latest title. There's no magic here, but rather a post-apocalyptic atmosphere. Pacific Drive transforms the survival experience by putting you directly behind the steering wheel on a singular epic journey through the transformed and mysterious Pacific Northwest. This first-person road trip takes you to the heart of the Olympic exclusion zone, a wilderness filled with supernatural dangers. In this merciless world, your trusty station wagon becomes your only ally. Your quest will lead you to confront the vagaries of an environment full of threats, where each expedition reveals new challenges. Pacific Drive goes beyond mere survival, inviting you to uncover the mysteries of an ancient, deserted research site. One of the most interesting features of Pacific Drive is the ability to fully customize your car. You'll need to collect resources to build new equipment and configure your car exactly the way you want it. Your car is your lifeline. It needs to be upgraded and reinforced to protect you from the radiation and dangers of the zone. You'll need to make sure you always have enough fuel and that the bodywork is in good condition to have any chance of survival. The game's original music is by Wilbert Roger, and includes more than 20 licensed songs to set the mood for your adventures in the zone. Pacific Drive promises to be an excellent surprise in the survival genre. So, are you ready to drive for survival? See you on the 22nd of February, on PC. Get the tissues ready for another remake this month with Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. Maybe the OGs remember this emotional masterpiece originally released in 2013. As a quick reminder, in Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, you control two brothers simultaneously, each with their own strengths and personalities. Nay, the older brother is a tank, strong and able to reach high places. Faye, the little guy, is agile and can squeeze through tight spaces. Together, they must overcome puzzles, challenges, and even bizarre environments to save their sick father. What makes this title so special is its unique controls, with each stick controlling one of the two characters. Although designed for single player, Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons also includes a co-op mode. The remake adds some brilliant improvements. The graphics, which were already beautiful in the old days, are amazing in this remake. The character's animation has been completely redone. The soundtrack has also been recorded anew, adding even more emotion to the already tear-jerking story. In short, the developers have really done a great job on the remake, unlike the remastered Tomb Raider, which is also being released this month. This game is a magical, unique, and emotional adventure. The only regret is that the original title was far too short, and this episode is unlikely to change that. However, the price of the game should be fairly low. The game is due for release on the 28th of February on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Developed by 11th Hour Games, Last Epoch is an action RPG that will finally get a full release on the 21st of February, after almost 4 years of early access. If you have been disappointed by Diablo 4, then I suggest you take a look at Last Epoch. The game's story is rich and immersive, based on the theme of time travel. You travel to the past to save the future, which has been destroyed. Graphically, Last Epoch boasts a detailed art style, albeit a step down from Diablo 4. The environments are varied, reflecting the different eras you travel through, from lush ancient forests to the dystopian cities of the future. One of the special features of Last Epoch is its skill system, which allows players to modify and improve their abilities in a number of ways, to adapt their characters to their style of play. The game also features a unique crafting system that gives players extensive control over their equipment. Rest assured, you don't need to have a PhD. The interface is intuitive, and the skill tree is fairly simple to understand. Last Epoch is currently only planned for PC, even though the developers have mentioned their intentions to port the game to console. Nothing has been officially announced on that front.
The world's ending. At least, that's what everyone's saying.
This sky, I don't like it.
We're closing this list with another highly anticipated title, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Rebirth is the second part of the trilogy planned for the remake of the masterpiece Final Fantasy VII. This episode takes place after FF7 Remake, released in 2020, with Cloud and his gang escaping from Midgar. Given that the developers have changed the game's original scenario, we don't really know what to expect, except that Sephiroth has decided to take control of Gaia, and Cloud Tifa and the lads will have to do everything they can to stop him. We could be visiting iconic locations, in a different order, meeting characters at unexpected times, and witnessing twists and turns. Rebirth promises a deeper and more emotional story. Square Enix assures that you don't need to have played either the original or FF7 Remake to enjoy this episode. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth improves on its predecessor, offering a more open world, but retains its action RPG combat system, which is excellent news. Scheduled for PS5 and PC exclusivity on the 29th of February, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will have an exclusive state of play on the 6th of February, and we'll know much more after that date. I'm sure a lot of you are looking forward to this new episode, as I am. So, what are your thoughts on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Are you excited to see what Square Enix has in store for us? Share your expectations in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more updates on this epic journey.
I'm waiting, Cloud.